welcome to G Vibes. It's your girl G9 in the building. Turn my mic up. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. I don't know what
I don't hear nothing in mine.
You gotta turn it up like that.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, like that.
All right.
Can you fix me, Rashid?
Thank
you. It's your girl G9 in the building. I got a special guest. What's your name? What's your Instagram?
My name is Timmy B, and my Instagram name is It's Timmy B. ITZTIMMYB.
Yes. And we got our engineer on the ones and twos, Mr. Rashid. I don't know if he ever want to give out his Instagram and stuff. Do you ever be thinking like, let me get my Instagram and stuff sometime in there? Or no, you good? Okay.
He's staying under the radar.
Period. He like, I'm doing my job and I'm done.
Right.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I want to say to everybody, thank you for tuning in every Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. On acceleratedradio.net. One thing I want to say is I appreciate Timmy for coming. He was one of our winners on my 50th episode.
Yes.
So I should have brought you a long time ago because 50 episodes was a minute ago.
Yeah, it was about a few months.
Yeah,
I say it was like
August.
Summer. Well, like right fall, right before the fall.
August. It was August 30th.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was your 50th episode.
Yeah, I remember.
And once again, shout out to your 50th episode. Keep it moving. Let's be great.
Yes. I see you always throwing positivity in the world. What makes you feel like you need to throw that in the world?
Right now, it just seems that, we're in the situation right now where, everyone is like self-centered. You know what I mean? Like
you
they
think
want
so?
I mean, I think so because of the fact that, when certain things happen, like they're always going for themselves. But then when I see that and I see like positive things happening when it comes to like at the end of the day, when I see that it's a positive movement that they're doing and they're not just just bloating or not really just like flashy and just doing things online and everything, like that's different. If you're doing something positive for the community or positive just for people, for the culture, I would say, then that's cool. When I see that, I just give encouraging words and I just give positivity, just to let everybody know that, go out and do what you want to do. Because right now at this time during quarantine, everybody got creative. What I mean? Like,
I think so too. Don't you think we all got more creative?
Exactly.
And focused?
Yes. Because when it came down to it, they had that stay home order. So it's like some
what
people went by it. Right. You going to sit down or, are you going to make something happen? Like the ones that, got not really laid off, but the ones that had to stay home and work from home, those are the ones that, are still essential. They're still working. And the ones that are hospital, workers, healthcare workers, as far as you and I, we are essential. But the ones that, got laid off, what I'm saying, hours got cut, they had to figure out something to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, they had a side hustle, whether it be, cooking, whether it be their shirts, clothing, anything, candles, any type of fragrances or oils, whatever they did, they hustled that. And I seen that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that gave me something to
do
think
more.
to do more.
Motivation, like?
Most definitely. Because I had the sometimes idea, we'll get to that later, but the sometimes idea I had like years ago.
And you just said, let me push forward.
I had to.
Okay, well, we're going to get to that in a minute. But how do you feel about social network now? Do you feel like they pushing more of positivity? Because it's really what you follow, but I've been seeing more positive stuff to me.
Right. I have seen it in like, I'm going to just say right
now. a little
now.
bit.
Right, like, and then the algorithm on Instagram sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it really does. You know what I mean? And for
people that don't know what that is, tell them.
The algorithm is when you post something and it's available for everyone else, for the public to see, and I know it's like certain times to where you post, and I've noticed that like there's certain peak hours and like peak days to where you post and like it'll get seen. But if you post at a weird time or a weird day, like it won't be seen until like maybe 3 days later, or maybe like hours later, maybe depending on what it is, but
it depends on what Instagram really want to show the world.
Exactly.
And who you are sometimes.
Right.
Because if you don't have, I'm telling you, because if you don't have that, whatever they looking for or the next something, they're not going to let it hit everybody, which is crazy.
And then the positive part that I see about it is, I would see a lot of influencers, you know what I mean? Like as
Yeah.
far as like, like the comedy part, I'm always following things that's funny. I love funny stuff. And sports, and like I follow things that's with art, anything like graphic design, anything that has to do with music. Like I follow a lot of that. Excuse me. And when I see that, that just pretty much motivates me into doing things and like posting things and getting my content out, because I was nervous. I'm not even gonna lie. I was nervous of putting out a lot of content, putting out posts about my shirts and things like that, or just pretty much just posting videos of something funny. Like I would really be nervous, but I'm like, nowadays, I'm just taking advantage of it. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna just give you like a fun fact right now. Me and a few of my homies, like years ago, like I don't know if you remember Brandon, like tall, light skinned Broncos fan, always came to Mike House.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Tall, like always. Okay, he was a Broncos fan. Like we was dogs, we was tight. You know what I'm saying? Or we still are, but we used to always sing and like do those things that all these comedians do online and everything. Like the only thing is we didn't have a camera. Back then, we didn't have a video camera or like a camera phone to capture all of this, because like everything that we would sing and like we would just do those, do those impersonations of just like different stuff and just be animated. We didn't get a chance to, let everybody see it because of the simple fact that we were ahead of our time. You know what I mean? Like we were way ahead of our time. Like we would, we would capture things, but it would be on just like a camera, like a small camera phone, like that had like no memory, you know what I'm saying? Like just, those the first camera phones we used to have?
Yeah.
Like the very first ones.
Yeah.
But nowadays, now you can, save stuff, you can edit, capture all that stuff. It's like, if we would have did that way back then, like we, who knows where I would be right now, or me and like a lot of people would be right now. But that's the thing about social media now, and I think that's the positive part about it, is that you can still, get your content out no matter how old it was or how new it was. Just put it out for people to see it.
Right.
And that's what I
people gonna gravitate what they want to gravitate to, regardless.
Exactly.
If they like it, it'll be something that go further than what it is.
Right.
But then that doesn't stop you from believing in what you're doing either, because sometimes people look at the numbers and look at the followers and think that's just, oh my God, I only got this many. But you got to keep going. You got to keep pushing.
And that discouraged me a whole lot when I seen that. When I seen like a lot of different people would like certain things. A lot of people would like, would view certain videos, and then I would be like, okay, you liked this picture I posted of like this 2020 Corvette. I got a gang of likes on it. But when it's something else that you posting that people don't, or it's just like, and like I said, maybe the algorithm, they maybe didn't see it,
right?
But it's that goes through Instagram of what they, like you're saying, what they want you to see.
And
so that's
sometimes people don't stroll like me. I don't stroll a lot.
A lot, yeah.
I stroll a few minutes, like, or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I go, and then I come back, and then I see something from 2 days ago. I'm like,
That's right. I mean,
people think you ain't see. I posted this 2 days ago. I'm just now seeing it.
Right. And see, with me, like, I'm a scroller. Like, I'll scroll a lot. Like, I would actually scroll for like a good, maybe a minute. Like I would scroll a good minute, just because if it's something like, I'll stop and then okay, I'll keep scrolling.
Yeah.
I'll stop. All right, watch this video, then I'll keep scrolling, and then I'll do something else. But
and it all depends on who you follow too, because you might see videos that you may be interested in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I always go to the search column, and I can see like type in certain things, because I either want to get ideas for my next shirt, or I just want to just get, some type of content to where I could watch, and then, I can go off of whatever I want to go off of, certain topics, it's just things that I do. But the internet right now and Instagram is very influential.
Yeah,
very, very influential, because right now it's like Instagram is really much turning into like Facebook.
It's a full business on there.
It's all business. Yeah, it's turning into, you could, sell your stuff on there, brand like retail, brand yourself, retail. You can
now you
post
can
your music,
shopping
sponsor,
on there.
shopping. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can
they
shop
gave us that. They changed
on there.
The little. I hate that.
They got the bag on the side now.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, now we shopping like this on
Right.
Instagram?
I
I
don't
want to put
get
my
it.
stuff on there though.
I mean, you would.
Yeah, why not? Why are you gonna leave it just to your your stuff. You can
Well,
want
yeah.
everybody to see it.
Well, yeah, you right. You right.
Like
I mean,
if you put your shirts in there, you might get more seen on that than somebody going on your website or DM you. They see it, they like it, they be like, okay, let me purchase it.
Right, and see that part is right there is like I know I got to reach out to a lot of people to get that going. You know what I mean? Because as far as you want to get your store, you want to get your inventory, you want to make sure people update. You know, if you still have the quantity or whatnot. I mean, because I was about to get a big cartel website set up by myself, but
you should.
I thought about it, but then I was like, okay, I got to make sure I got all this stuff first. Like, I can't just keep posting stuff up and say I have it if I don't have it yet. Like, I mean, it's just certain things that maybe I'm overthinking it.
Very much so.
Because
every time you have
you
new
think
merch,
it's the same way. Okay.
You just posting and say I got new merch. Go to whatever your website is. There, go.
And then just post it. Okay, yeah, because I mean. A lot of people just saying the same thing. I'm into my head a lot. I'm a Virgo. Might as well just say that. Yeah,
I know a little bit about y'all.
Yeah, I'm thinking way too much into what I do, but in the end, I do it. You know what I mean? And I still think at the end.
Well, you know what? Since you thinking, I want to ask you before we leave, because I want to play Gucci Mane Freaky Girl, because I didn't get to play my playlist for Jeezy and Gucci. How did you feel about that Jeezy and Gucci? Because I was nervous in the beginning.
Oh wow, yeah, okay.
I watched it. Nervous.
When Gucci came out with the first record of the pow 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 pow, I was like, okay, this is gonna end. It's about to be. It's about to get real, and I mean because Gucci got the streets. You know that. Yeah. Gucci got the streets. So when it came to that, Gucci had to make sure he played the music that the streets like, and it was,
I didn't get it though because I didn't really know Gucci songs.
Okay, yeah, like and that's my thing. Like I bumped Gucci like later in his like time when he had the icy tattoo, and then he started doing that. And he was doing all that. That was, and then the only album I got from Gucci Mane is the State versus Radrick Davis. Like that was the only one I got, but because the Lemonade song was on there, and then Wasted was on there, Rock Style, My Style, Might Not Make It. That song was on there.
I like that song. See,
yeah.
Did he didn't even play all the commercial songs I know? He didn't play none of those. He played
because he wanted to stab Gucci, not really literally stab, but he wanted to give Jeezy some stabs. Like, look. You remember this is we still here like hey I ain't forgot because it's real life.
That's why he didn't really win the battle because we didn't know the songs.
Okay, the thing about
maybe Atlanta, sorry y'all, because Atlanta is gonna say that he won that battle. Most of Atlanta,
right?
But I don't really know Gucci, so I ain't gonna hate on.
The streets gonna say Gucci won, man. Shouts out to Gucci, like he did his thing.
Shouts out to him too.
Yeah, Gucci did his thing, but like when it came to what happened, with them two, Gucci just had to make sure that. Everybody knew or knows okay
why I'm like this with him.
Yeah.
And honestly, I did not know. I didn't know the deep. Yeah. I didn't know as deep or what was going on.
It's streets.
So in my head, I'm like, why is he extra? Like, what? Am I confused? So then my dude had to tell me, and I'm like, oh, that's why he mad. I mean, he have a reason to be mad then.
And for me being who I am, and me, seeing that. Gucci's like, yo, you sent somebody out to do.
But did he send somebody out, or what? Or he don't really know.
Pretty much, it's like this. From what I was hearing, what the streets say, Jeezy sent whoever he sent, whatever, because something was happening in that spot. Jeezy was like, hey, handle that. And then just so happens somebody got hit in the midst of that, and it was Gucci that did it.
Oh, so it really was a beef between them already, and he wanted to get him hit.
Like it was, from what I was hearing,
so they wasn't friends at that moment when he went.
It was just like because it's like a rivalry thing, like it's like a territorial thing. Like I would think it's a territorial thing.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Glad
when
that,
it comes to sets and like
comes
to hoods and sets, because Gucci's on the red. Gucci on the red, Jeezy on the blue.
Okay, well, I'm glad that Jeezy kind of grew up, I guess.
And that's that. And yeah.
He showed maturity.
I tell you what. That's what he said. He kept saying that. I tell you what. Because every time Gucci would, like, throw shots and, like,
he
put some songs, Jeezy be like, you know what? I tell you what.
I own Atlanta.
Right.
I don't care about what you got on.
Right. That was something that Jeezy just had to make sure, like, he just made a point to tell him, like, look, I understand what happened. I know what happened, but this is what we doing now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, this is what happened back then is the reason why we're here now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's basically what
He
I
trying to
would think
basically
what Jesus-
dead the beef.
Yeah, but in the end, there's still something in there. There's still a little Anna in there.
Yeah, it has to be. Let me tell you something. If that was me, I could never let it go. I'm so sorry. But I am a different person.
Yeah.
I respect Jeezy maturity.
Because my life was in danger.
Yeah, like I respect mom, and he could have been in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
definitely.
I respect Jeezy maturity because that shows you people grow up out of whatever it is.
Exactly.
But and I understand what Gucci feeling because if I was him, I would feel the same way, and I'm not never dealing with you again. I don't care. I couldn't even be in the same room with you, low key.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, to me, he was a bigger person to even be in the same room.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, it's
And
always
I'm
both sides.
35.
Right. It's two sides of every story. Like you
Yeah,
said.
it's two sides of every story.
Yeah.
We don't really know the real. So we
right.
just gonna say on that note, let's play Gucci Man.
Mhm.
Very, very freaky girl. And that's like, I'm gonna play the songs I know. That's why we playing that. Okay.
That one was a commercial one,
That
and
was a
that got
commercial
played.
one,
It
so
got
I know
some,
that
yeah,
one.
and that was a club banger.
Period.
Another one. We could do.
We in here talking about Tyson and
Roy Jones.
and Roy Jones fight now.
Oh,
Let me ask
man.
you something about that because that is one of the things that this weekend I watched it only because my dude.
Right.
And I wasn't anticipating on watching it, but when I started watching it, I was like, oh, Snoop Dogg is the funniest person on the fucking planet.
Man, Snoop Dogg, man. Shouts out to Snoop, man. West Coast, LBC,
All day
all
West
of that.
Coast.
Man, Snoop Dogg was the highlight of that whole event. But I didn't know, let me just say this. I didn't know that Tyson is doing that Legends Only League. Like he really wants to.
What is the Legends Only League?
It's a Legends. What that means is Tyson and other legends of boxing or any type of boxers who were in like saying like the in professional boxing, if they still want to fight, holla at Tyson. He'll give you a match. That's basically what that is. Or they'll have other fighters.
Oops.
And they'll have other fighters and they'll have other boxers on the card that will want to join on the card, and they'll make that a whole event.
Yeah, just basically call it the 50 Over Club.
Right, yeah. That's what that is.
50 Over Club.
The
I
50
never
and
even heard
Over
of that.
Club. Yeah, you
Well-
got to pretty much be, you got to be sort of you have to be considered a legend if you 50. And if you a
Yeah.
champ. If you a champ at 50, or if you were a champ, Lennox Lewis, Vander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Riddick Bowe,
Shane.
Sugar Shane, you know what I'm saying? Those guys like that. Felix Trinidad. I think he's past his 50. I think he's probably in his 50s right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Like fighters like that. Those are the ones that, Tyson will want to see at least either have like a matchup with those fighters or whoever wants to fight Tyson, like in the heavyweight class, and just go ahead and do it. Because I don't know if you know, Roy Jones is only 3 years younger than Mike Tyson.
Roy Jones 51.
But
Mike Tyson
it
54.
seemed like he was out
Yeah.
of breath, and Mike Tyson wasn't.
And the thing about it is, it's
Because
like
Tyson was more in shape.
they were just in two different
that's
weight
right.
classes. They were just in two different weight classes, like when they were coming up. If Tyson and Jones were in the same weight class, they probably would have scrapped back then. But it's just the fact that Tyson was a heavyweight, Roy Jones was middleweight, bounced out to light heavy, and kind of like never really went up to that class.
Oh, okay.
So when you talk about like Tyson's old or whatever, it's like they were only 3 years apart. So Roy Jones just fought longer than Tyson, and that would make you think that Tyson is older.
Right.
But
Oh.
but Roy Jones is. I mean, that's how you make think Tyson is way older. They're only 3 years apart.
Yeah, because Roy Jones' last fight was 3 years ago.
Right. And you know what? Nobody talks about that, man. Roy Jones was getting slapped.
Yeah.
Those last 3 years he was fighting. His last win, I think I seen was against Antonio Tarver, the first fight.
Yeah.
That's the last time I seen him.
Boxing. I'm like, whoa, I don't know.
Well, we can. Yeah.
But I
At
just
least
feel
he
like,
slept like Adrian Broner.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
let me just
yeah,
say
I do
this.
that.
I believe that the whole real fight wasn't even them. It was Nate.
Yeah.
Nate
Robinson and Jake Paul.
It was their fight.
And
That's
see-
what we came to watch. It looked
And,
like.
oh man, okay, and then the commentary on that, like once again, shouts out to Snoop, because anything Snoop touches when it comes to a microphone and a camera,
Hilarious.
Snoop got it. Like cut the check when it comes to Snoop.
Yeah, he
because,
said cut
man,
the check. Did you
yeah,
see all his things he
all
was doing on
day.
Instagram?
Exactly. He
I'm
was
like,
doing
he
a whole
is
lot.
Timmy.
Snoop is like anything he touches. Like remember from like Doggy Fizzle, Televizzle back then when he was doing MTV.
And when
like
he was doing his own podcast.
He was doing his own podcast, and he was doing
Martha and Snoop, the cook.
Oh yeah, Martha and Snoop, and I don't know if you was online watching the UFC Contender Series when he did it with Uriah Faber.
Yeah, I seen some of
and
that
that's
too.
when he brought out O'Malley. He was like O'Malley. Like Snoop, he had the gin and juice out there, and he was blowing in the back in the studio in the back when they was out there scrapping. Him and Uriah Faber was just doing play punch, blow, blah, blow, pause, commentary. And it
blow
was
by
just,
blow pause. You know what, y'all?
and sometimes you gotta do that. But the commentary for Snoop was great. But then Nate Robinson, he just had to stay in his lane. I'm sorry. The thing he had to stay in his lane. Like
clearly,
his technique that he was using was not the technique you
He
use
had
to
good
box.
offense, but he had terrible
defense.
But
Terrible.
I think he
Terrible.
does. Ain't he a basketball player? So he don't know the game like that.
And that's
So
the
why
thing,
would you
like,
go into the ring and don't know the
He
game?
trained for like 6 days in a row.
And then that's not enough.
But he trained for like a couple of months.
And then it's like I know it's totally
Jake Paul,
different.
though, but his thing with Jake Paul is the fact that Jake Paul he actually has actual boxing training.
Yeah, he already had two professional fights.
Well, no,
Or just not that, but
this was technically his second professional fight because the first fight was against Deji, which was the brother of KSI.
Yeah.
Then his first professional fight was another YouTuber, and then his actual second professional fight was against Nate Robinson.
Okay.
So he actually has professional, boxing training.
Right.
So it came to the point, and then with Nate Robinson, he was wearing Knicks colors.
That's the part right there.
That was
New York
already
Knicks.
an automatic.
Was that the last team he played for?
No, the last team he played for, I believe, was the Phoenix or Boston.
Was it Boston?
I think it was Boston.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's like you had the Phoenix Suns shorts on. That's definitely an L. Like, but then
He had the Knicks.
the way that he went out to try to do offense. You don't just leave your arm out there to try to measure up if you're coming in because you're
that's why he should stick to basketball because he clearly don't know.
Right, he got three-pieced.
His last team was the Pelicans.
Oh,
okay.
it was.
Well,
okay.
Was Anthony on there then?
Anthony Davis, I believe, probably was on. Yeah, he was on the team.
Okay, well, on another note, let's get to sometimes at TMZ and all that what he's here for, y'all, because we could go all day with Snoop and them commentaries that he had. But get Snoop that check, y'all. We gonna petition that.
Need that.
So anyway, Timmy.
Yes.
Tell me what you do, where you from, all that right
my
now.
name is Timothy, and I'm gonna give you my last name.
You don't have to.
Nah, but I am from San Pedro, California, born and raised.
For real?
Over the bridge, yes, 110 south to the end, where nobody hardly ever goes because they say it's too far.
Too far.
But it's not. It's the easiest place to find. Just take the 110 and just take it to a stop.
To Gaffey.
You're in San Pedro.
To Gaffey.
But where I stay, I'm not just right there. I'm in the back, like by the water. I'm over here by where everybody goes, like to the beach, Sunken City.
Well, I ain't drove the freeway in a couple of months, so I'm good.
All right.
I
Well,
won't see you there.
a lot of people go to Sunken City, and they take photos there. You have nice photo shoots there. Just a place to hang out. It's a nice place to just get away. Just like think about stuff and reflect. Because the view that you have, the view I have, I can actually see Catalina Island from my house.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it's dope. So, and I'm down the street from the actual park where the cliffs are. We can actually, see the actual cliffs. But that is a very good place to do photo shoots. I'm over there by Korean Bell, by the Korean Friendship Bell, where they fly kites, all that stuff, and all that. You can, yeah. And I was just one day, I just thought about the word sometimes because I say it a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
if y'all don't know about that, that's his clothing line he has called Sometimes.
Clothing line, Sometimes Tees. You can follow that on Instagram at Sometimes T-shirts. All one together, Sometimes T-shirts.
So sometimes, how did that come about? You was doing what?
I wasn't really doing anything. Like I was just saying stuff, and I would always just say, people ask me a question, it wouldn't really be a yes or no. Like it'll be a sometimes because it would sometimes. Like I said, I'm about to say it right now. It would be you wouldn't always do what somebody asks you, like, you know, or like, oh, like, do you like this? Or like, you know, have you tried this? Or no, you know, or you know, they say like, look at my shirt. They don't want to put you
explain that
on,
shirt
okay,
you have on.
It's a comical shirt. I found it. You want to see it? It said, look, they don't want to put you on either. It's a condom. Asking a mask. They don't want to put you on either.
Yeah, I get it,
And
but
the
I'm
mask-
like
the
rolling
mask-
because I'm trying to understand.
And the mask is like, you know,
the dudes
sometimes-
wearing that will be kind of like, for real, my nigga, you not gonna wear a condom? Like, that's what you doing?
I mean, look how many kids is out here. Look how many people saying they pulling
That
out.
don't mean that.
Look
but
how many
again,
niggas say they pulling out.
If I see you wearing that shirt, I would say, okay, so you don't wear condoms in the mask? You're.
But see, it says sometimes.
No, but look.
Ah, okay.
Do you feel what I'm
So,
saying?
oh.
Do you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's
Just look at the frequency of people wearing condoms compared to people wearing masks. Look at the frequency.
right.
I think we
That's
got more
what
people wearing masks and condoms.
They are, but when it comes to things like this that's going on right now, you would say like the mask would be like, all right, sometimes they want to wear me because of what's going on. Like people out in the OC, you know what I'm saying, or out wherever they have that law, they don't want to wear no masks.
Man.
So
Let me
that's
tell
what
you
I'm saying.
something. Did you get afraid to wear the mask? Was you one of those people like, I ain't wearing no mask?
I put it like this. All right, I work at a healthcare center. You know what I'm saying,
Gotta wear it all
at a
day.
county hospital. So, but before this corona hit, there was a flu shot we had to take, and if you didn't take the flu shot, then you had to wear the mask because I decline needles. I don't want to take no needle. I don't take no flu shot, no vaccination, no nothing. So that's me. Now, when it came to that, I was still wearing masks, but it's like, you know, I would tell them like, yo, I can't wear it because I got a condition. I can't wear no mask. So it's like they was cool with it. I declined the flu shot. Everything was cool. But now when this corona is out, the mask is mandatory. I'll wear it. Everything, I'll wear it. I'll wear the mask.
Just to be
Because it has to,
safe.
and it's for you to keep living your life because they ain't gonna let you go and stuff if you don't.
Right.
So
you
it's
can't
like,
do nothing
just
without a mask. You gotta
throw it
run back.
on.
I still run back
Right.
and get my mask.
Oh man, you know how, and that's the thing. It's like
I just keep masks in
And
the car at this point.
it be times I be walking around and like people be looking at me like I'm like damn, I'm like damn, my mask.
I forgot my mask. Okay, so
Yeah.
how did you?
But going back to this. Okay, this is my second shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I made the first shirt. I had sayings like sometimes you do and sometimes you don't.
Right.
You know, or sometimes you will and sometimes you won't. I had made those 1st.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I seen that these other pictures were coming out and these other like, you know, these other just things were coming out, I was like, you know what? This sometimes word is everlasting. I can use different type of pictures. I can actually draw different type of pictures to make things look like it's sometimes.
Right.
Because I even have one that's coming out. You can see on my my Instagram right now. Like I'm creating something right now, and it makes sense.
What is it?
The one with the hand up like this, like.
So
and then
what is the hand? What is that?
basically, it's like sometimes you gotta know when to close your mouth.
Oh, okay, that was a good one.
You know what I mean? If you look into the picture and see it, it's like first he's going like this, and on the bottom he's like,
I ain't even gonna say nothing.
it's better to be left unsaid. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I get it.
sometimes you do that.
Okay, I get it now.
Bam. You know what I mean?
So
and
how
that's
did
where
you,
that goes.
So you coming about that and stuff like that, I see that it's been getting you more ideas. You
Right.
weren't nervous no more to put it out. Now you just focus on, let me get it out there because this is what I feel. And people liking it. So
Exactly. That's what my thing is. Like, I was always into my head. Like I said, I'm a Virgo. I was self-doubting. I was like, I don't think it's going to pop. But I had a lot of reviews and a lot of people were saying, you know what? You can do this with it, do that with it. And I was having my own ideas, too. I can do this with it. I can do that with it.
Right.
Like I said. And another thing, when I came out with my first shirts, like, I did it from, like, an online shirt company from online, right? My cousin hit me up and was like, yo, you doing shirts? I said, yeah. He said, yo, how much do you get your shirts for? I told him. He said, yo, we can cut them costs. And I said, all right, well, let me know what it is. You know, we can work something out. And it's been ever since. I've been going to my cousin. And let me plug him right now. It's Humble Printing Company. It's HMBL Print Company, I don't think. But if you just type in HMBL, it's the first logo with it's a globe and it says HMBL, like humble. It's just with
That's
those words.
dope.
And that's
Shout
my
out
cousin.
to him.
Yeah, shout out to my cousin, Humble Printing. And And when I put that shirt out, I put the first shirt out, and I let everybody know I was doing shirts. And I was getting comments about, about the shirts. It was like, yo, one of my friends was like, yo, maybe you should do masks. I said, yo, okay, that's a good idea, but are you gonna get a shirt? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I was on though. Yeah. And like, I was just on that because my ideas were gonna be my ideas because I was on that. Like, that was gonna be my next move but people, like I said, the encouraging things to where everybody was letting me know what to do. I was like, you know what? If they saying it, I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. But that was already in my memory banks and in my plans. I just wanted to do it as I went. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool. And when I went to go get my first batch of shirts from my cousin, guess what he had for me? Mask. Boom. And I ain't have to ask him. You know what I mean? So that was like, dang. So he was on the right track. Like, my homie was on the right track, and my cousin was on the right track because he was like, yo,
sometimes
let me plug you with
something. Sometimes you need a team.
What did you just say?
A team.
No, before that.
Sometimes.
Bam.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. That's me.
I get you.
Okay.
How about the TMZ features that you've been getting on the TMZ? How did that come about? What did you do with that?
With that came about because I was on Twitter and I was on Instagram, and like, I would be posting a whole lot of things when it came to like sports, when it came to like anything with media. And I would always just like be animated, and I would start posting those up. Now, when that happened, I didn't think it was TMZ that was really hitting me up, because they hit me up. They reached out to me through Twitter on the DM, because they have like their setup to where like they have like a whole hub, I guess, to where they probably see tweets or like they probably see
and
posts
they just
or
like
whatever,
them
and then they want to ask if you want to be on the show. So I got that message from them, and excuse me.
You didn't believe him?
I didn't believe that it was him, but then I was like, wait a minute. This is TMZ Live hitting me up, like really asking me if I want to be on the show, giving my comments or being like like the viewer's choice segment.
Yeah.
And I just was like, wow, like whatever I was doing on Instagram and on Twitter, you can, like, it was a time where I was just posting content with just all me. And when we go back, we can actually go back to how that came about too. If we do have time, but if we don't, that's cool. But I was gonna just say that.
You can do it now.
Okay. Yeah. I was on a podcast. I did a podcast with Jackie Ray. Shouts out to Jackie Ray.
Shout out, girl.
Yeah. J Ray the Fanatic.
I used to watch that too, and I didn't even know nothing about sports.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. That's you? Man, we tight. We tight, bro. You already know what it is. But yeah, I was with J Ray the Fanatic, and
they know each other. Didn't even know they knew each other.
Right. It's the mask thing. All right. I reached. Okay. She actually reached out to me through a friend of mine because we were Cowboys fans at the time. When
at the time you were Cowboys fans?
Yes. It was. We were Cowboys fans, and I got introduced to her through one of my friends, and she was doing, the podcast or like doing her thing, play by play. She was doing Take 5 Sports, and she was doing a whole lot of different things to go on YouTube. And she asked me one day if I wanted to do, like a play by play, like a Sunday night football game or Monday night football game on this website called Rabble.tv.
Mm-hmm.
And it was you pretty much do your own commentary. You turn the TV down, you watch it, and you broadcast just you and whoever it is. So we did that for a while, and then we just had all of a sudden she stopped that and wanted to do her own thing. She had me come along with her. I keep bumping on this thing. But anyway, she keeps she hits me up and she wants to do her own thing, and she brings me aboard. It's cool, everything's fine. Now she goes into a certain level to where it's a certain professionalism, which is fine. I don't mind, but I'm more of a like Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, like All the Smoke type of person where it's uncensored, unfiltered. I can wear any type of street attire or whatever, and it's fine. But which she really didn't. She didn't really have a problem with, but she would just like it more if it was professional, had a tie, or like something casual,
her own little
thing. It's cool. Like I said, it was fine. But but she wanted to reach TV. and she wanted to reach the media like ESPN, Fox, and all that.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
So she teamed up with Nick Hamilton. Shouts out. Nick Hamilton is a news or a sports broadcaster. He goes on Channel 4. He's on Dash Radio.
Oh yeah.
He does the morning after, and they also have a show together called The Opposite Reaction, and they have their own show. He came in, had their and had his input. More professional, you know what I'm saying? More of where they want to go on TV. Shouts out to them,
And they climbing.
Yeah, and they climbing, they moving. So that made me go on YouTube, had me go on Instagram, and just do me. So when those videos came about, TMZ hit me up, and they were wanting to know if I wanted to be on the show. So what they do is TMZ calls you, and they want you to be on the show. Once you let them know your availability, they'll give you the times that they go on. They'll give you, like the topics that they talk about. But you got to be available for them pretty much like
every day?
No, not every day. Crack of dawn in the morning.
Like 5 in the morning?
7.
Oh, that's not bad.
Because if you tell them your availability and let them know that you're going to be ready to go for that day, they call you 7:30 or they Skype you actually. They hit you on the Skype and they hit you a message on Skype. They give you their information and you communicate through Skype. They tell you what topics to choose from. They give you like a whole set of topics they're going to talk about for the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
You choose 3. Now, those 3 that you choose, you're not necessarily going to be talking about one of those that you choose.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna choose 3, and they come back after a while and they give you another topic to choose, like, what you might want to do this one, and they throw that one out there. And then ultimately you get the topic that you want, that you've chosen out of the 3. And what they do is like they give you the okay of when they tell you like, okay, go, and they tell you they let you know, tell them your name, where you from, and your 15 minutes of your comments or your
And
concerns.
how did you feel about that? You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it. It was actually it was fun. I talked to Harvey for actually the second time I talked to him longer.
Are you trying to do it more, or do you feel like what's next for you now?
Okay, well, yeah, with that, I want to be available, like for them as much as I can. So it's like the shift that I have to work, like it's in the I gotta go on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm supposed to go on. So it's like any days I have off, like a dentist appointment or something, like I'll pre-plan it and just let them know, okay, I'll be available this day, and I'll just plan my dentist appointment, whatever appointment, like later in the time, because you pretty much have to be available from like 7 to probably like noon time, because they record at that time.
Oh, okay.
And then they air it at 4.
Oh, okay.
So that's what happens. So it's like you got to kind of be available around there. But I did it twice. I talked about Tekashi when he went viral, went off the social media for a while. Yeah. And then I talked about Simon Cowell on the second one when he broke his back on his electric bike. So yeah.
Okay, so we gonna see you pretty soon again on TMZ Live, ain't we? 4:00 p.m.
Yeah, if I get a dentist appointment rescheduled, I gotta get it.
I know you wanted to talk about this chip challenge you had done.
Oh yeah. Okay,
what about that chip challenge you done?
Okay, that chip challenge that I did. Okay, I did that chip challenge yesterday. If you go on my Instagram right now, I believe it's like one of the 3rd or 4th videos. You can just see it, watch it. But that chip is hot. Chip is like the hottest chip on the planet.
I've never seen that chip. I don't know nothing about it.
The hottest chip. So what it is it's a Carolina Reaper pepper. It's a ghost pepper and Sichuan peppercorn on the chip. It's a black chip, just corn chip. Okay.
That sounds
you can look it up.
hot.
You can look it up. It's called
black chip, and it's in a case that looks like
a cat, like a coffin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's the 2020 chip, like, because they had the challenge like back in like 2017, 2018 when it was a red hot chip.
Icy girl.
Yeah. When it was a red hot chip, that was when like 2017, 2018. But this 2020 chip is hot. So
icy.
I took the chip. I ate the whole chip, but I'm gonna just tell you right now, I didn't do the challenge right because the rules say do not eat or drink anything for as long as you can, and I could have actually held out longer than I.
So you bite the chip, and then what happens?
You eat the whole chip because it gives you they give you one big chip and one like kind of like tiny one to like start it off. So you eat that one, bam, and then you just take the whole one, and just knock it back. It takes a long time to swallow, Paul, because it's a dry chip. So it like makes you want to drink water with it, but I didn't do that. Like I just was just chewing
Trying
it.
to be a G.
Yeah, because like if you drink water with it and try to wash it down,
it makes it worse.
It makes it worse. So it's like just keep chewing it until it turns to like mush until you can actually swallow it, because that's when you feel it. It was hot. Now this is what the 5 steps go through, and I missed one of them because I didn't know, because I didn't read the instructions until after I got home, and I was like, let me see what's in this box, and I read everything. I was like, okay, that's how I knew I took the challenge wrong. Because the first time when I ate it, like I could have like just like not eat any chocolate, but I just didn't want it to be so hot. So I was like, nah, I'm just gonna knock it back. But I could have held on for a little bit longer. But anyway,
what is that chip called again?
Pocky, P-A-Q-U-I. Yeah, Pocky chip.
Pocky
chip. Yeah, Pocky chip. That right
I'm
there.
not eating no hot chip.
And it's a coughing chip. It's look, and then like I'm saying, like if you have health conditions or if you have something to where you don't like hot foods, don't eat it. Okay, the first thing that the chip does, of course, it hits your mouth hot. Second, it makes your body sweat. Third, it makes your eyes sweat.
Oh, well, I wouldn't do that.
And I'm going to skip the 4th one because I'm going to tell you what happened on the 4th one, but the 5th one is pretty much like, all right, like you done. Like, okay, 5th one is done. All right, the 4th one, I didn't know it was going to happen. I was sitting wherever, I was at the homie house, where I was, whatever, the heat is gone, everything's gone, good, we chilling, drinking, smoking, whatever. All of a sudden, I'm sitting there and I feel a pain in my stomach like Tyson must have hit me in my stomach,
It's
bro.
that bad?
I was like, what in the hell is this pain right now? So I get up. I'm like, yo, I tell the homies like, yo, I'll be right back. I don't know what I'm about to do right now, but I'm about to be right back. I'm about to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. I didn't take no shit.
No.
I didn't take no shit, and I didn't throw up. I was just burning, hot, pain, excruciating, like I had an ulcer, like bleeding. I was like,
why did you read the warning sign in the back?
That's what I didn't do. I didn't read that 4th step.
Okay, the 4th step just showed you what it is.
Look, do you see if you can open the box? If you can find where the box is open to where you see the all 4 steps. Now that 4th step pretty much was you just get hot, you feel pain in your stomach, and you just like break out in a sweat to where like it feels like the hot just like leaves you.
Well,
and then you just feel like...
You should have taped you on Instagram doing that.
I know, but like the homies didn't have to tape. Like they was scared for me.
Yeah, I would have been scared for you. You know what? On that note, let's go to a break and then we come back a little bit. We gotta leave after this in a minute.
Oh wow.
And now that was Gucci, man. I said so. I said. Well, Gucci was on. I mean, Juicy was on that too, huh?
Yeah,
he was on that too.
They was all on there.
Okay, good. I mean, so this is the episode of G Vibes. It was your girl G9 in the building Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. Make sure you tune in every Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. Thank you to my special guest. His name is Timmy B. His clothing line is Sometimes. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. What you want to say before we leave?
Yo, shouts out to everyone who's supporting me, who hasn't changed up on me. No, I'm just joking. But
sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they do. But the ones the ones that support me, man, or the ones that's keep rocking with me, man. I appreciate you, and to everybody else out there, man. Let's be great. I'm supportive. I'm encouraging. So anything you got going, and it's for a positive vibe, I'm with it. Shouts out to San Pedro. And shouts out to everybody here at the G Vibes radio show. Appreciate me for coming. I appreciate y'all for having me here. And have a blessed evening. Happy holidays, y'all.
Hey, and thank you for my shirt, my mask sometimes.
Yes, I gave her partying gifts.
And I love gifts, y'all.
Gifts.
I have a closet full of stuff that people have brought for me.
Donations.
So I appreciate you guys. Thank you. So make sure you tune in every Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a good night.